Heard that.
Like, you just meet a lot of dudes that don't understand. Like, I by no means grew up like in a struggling situation. Like, my parents had everything we needed, and like I never felt like I was shorted anything. Like it's like if you read like any of the interviews with like Biggie's mom, and it's like she talks about how like there's a lot of things in the songs that aren't true because like I bought him every video game system.
Exactly.
Like Sega Genesis, like don't let him brag about it because I bought it with like nurse money. Like
exactly.
I worked for that.
I hear you.
And I had all that. So like, but I got there and I was like, is this bitch wearing Gucci shoes to the bar? Yeah. Like that his mom bought? Yeah. And like I was wearing like Vans. And I was like, I was just like, this is a chaos place. But I was in it for 4 years because they had we had spicy fried chicken sandwiches on Friday.
I heard that. Was it. Yeah.
And like, I love the people that like worked at the fraternity. Yeah. Like probably as much as like any of the dudes. I talk to some of them still, but like, it's a, like, I have a very segmented life, I think.
Was the hazing as harsh as they say, or was it like kind of like cakewalk?
They didn't do anything to me.
I heard that. Well, they weren't. You're a fucking big ass dude. Yeah. Nobody's gonna fuck with you.
One of my so my roommate, we were like Mutt and Jeff. You know, like I was 6'3", 285, and then like pretty stacked up. Yeah, and my roommate was like 5'3", 160 pounds, and talked like a bullfrog.
Heard.
And we were probably the two most insane people that started at Ole Miss that year. Yeah. And we both were in the same fraternity, and it was like we were shot out of a cannon. That dude is still alive and doing great now, and I hadn't figured out how. Like, I've just have dreaded my entire like life since I met him, because I still, like, that's one of the dudes. I love that guy. Yeah. But I'm like, holy shit, just one day I'm going to wake up and Van will have, like, figured out a way to, like, make wings, and he will have flown himself into the sun or something. Like, he was modern day Icarus. Yeah. I was like, weird. So I love that. If this guy ever gets out of here.
Dude, I mean, I think that story repeats a lot. You go to school and you get randomly placed with people, and it just turn out to be your best friends. Yeah. And you're like, someone's working on this, right?
Yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, like, that... The sophomore year was the first time, like, if we're talking about a job where I cooked, my sophomore year of college was that job.
Where'd you cook?
A just crazy volume pizza place called Old Venice Pizza Company.
Got you. So you were just...
cranking.
You got you. Just making the pizzas, like rolling dough and stuff?
Yeah.
Got you.
There was a prep guy who would, like... And we had bread service. Which, like, bread service doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Like, at least in a casual place.
I never got that for a pizza place.
Dude, we would do...
They're just like bread and then pizza? I'm just like...
Rosemary Bulls. Like, Rosemary Bulls. I'm talking, like, 4x4x4. Like, a big hunk of bread. And I was like, we only sell pasta and pizza, right? Like, everybody that comes here eats this whole loaf of bread. Yeah. And then turns around and flips it into, like, a half a pizza and a pasta. It's crazy. Like, it was insane to see. But, like, that place we would do... There's a big music festival in Oxford every year called Double Decker. Right. And, like, we were open from, like, 11 till bars let out at midnight. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking, like, 110 seats maybe in there. And we'd flip them 6 or 7 times during Double Decker. Whoa. It would just be cheese floor. Yeah. Like, gross. And it was the kind of place, like, dudes hitting the bowl in the low boy, standing up, blowing it into
the fan. Yeah. Throwing some garlic in the grill. So it burns and smells like that. That's funny.
We had a dude get sent home one time because he took so much acid the night before. Yeah.
He's still tripping.
Yeah, he was like, I controlled the Duke game last night with my mind. Yeah. And I was like, yo, he can't work today.
Yeah, someone need to break.
We can't work. I can't work with him. Yeah. Like, he like staring at me like I'm worried he's trying to control me right now.
But you know what? That's the lovely world of a restaurant, because they probably told that guy, all right, you can't work today. We'll see you tomorrow. Like,
he was back the next day. He just basically had to flip a shift.
Yeah, like today they're like, we're going to have to ask you to leave, empty out your locker, and it was a little bit more tolerable back then. I'm okay with people on drugs. It's fine as long as you can work. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself or anybody else. Whatever. Yeah. Really. So when you're doing these pizzas, are you like I love this? Like the food aspect of it, the making the food? Or did you like the rush?
I knew I liked both.
Okay.
So I got offered a lot of scholarships to play football at different places. And my dad was like, you're either going to get to go to college, or you're going to get to go to college and play a sport. He was like, but I know you, and you want to go to college.
Yes.
He was like, I played basketball at Vanderbilt, and he ended up quitting the team eventually. His parents like traveled a lot, so like that's a story for another day. But like he basically dropped out of school at Vanderbilt and bartended for a year.
Yeah.
And nobody knew because they were traveling so much. And they came back and they were like, get your ass back in school.
I love that.
Then he finished.
Yeah.
But like, I wanted the college experience. Like I wanted the Animal House experience.
Heard.
I didn't want to go to practice every day.
Okay.
And my dad was right for telling me that. Like
100%.
I might have like dicked off and done not the best job I could do in college, but I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
And if I'd gone there at 18 or 19, the way I felt about football, if I had messed that up, that probably would have had a longer term negative effect on me than just like staying up too late and drinking too much.
Well, that's really knowing yourself at that age.
Yeah.
And your parents really fucking knowing you, who you are.
Yeah.
That's what Corvino told me. He was like, his parents knew who their kids were. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome when you do. Because there's a lot of, when you get to culinary school, you definitely see the disconnect there, when people don't know their kids and they send them to this school and then like they're detoxed the second day and then they get sent home. It's like, what the fuck? I think we lost like 100 students the first week of school.
Holy shit.
Detox.
CIA?
No, Johnson Wales.
Johnson Wales?
Fucking detox, like just kids that had never been let out. Providence.
Sick.
And it was...
I went to Art Institute.
They fell hard.
I'll give a hearty not recommend to Art Institute. But I was supposed to go to CIA in California.
Okay. The one in Napa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And my wife, we had been dating for like 6 months when it was time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And she had gotten into graduate school in Savannah. So it was like...
Shit or get off the pot.
Well, I'm going to either follow this girl I've dated for 6 months to the East Coast or I'm going to go... If I'd gone to California, I wasn't coming back.
Well, hell of a gamble. You won, bro.
Yeah.
You got a wife out of it, kids. I mean,
Yeah, I mean...
Because anybody says...
Charleston worked.
Yeah. Because if you were like, I'm going to go follow my girlfriend after 6 months, nowadays, people be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you checked her out?
Have you thought it through?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I don't know. So I was... All that to circle back to me and the pizza place.
Yeah.
I knew I really liked it. I had done like other manual labor jobs.
Right.
And I was like, this one's inside. Mississippi's just hot as fuck. Like people don't even acknowledge it, but it's so hot there. Like it's so hot and so humid. It's gross. Like, and then I moved to Charleston and people were like, it's humid here. I was like, y'all don't know. Go to Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I get it. It rains every day at 4:30 and then like steam comes up off the ground in Charleston in the summer. But like Mississippi's worse, dude. And there's mosquitoes. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
God
and
damn
like,
it.
I was like, hey, guys, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I thought I was pretty good at it. I sucked. But I was like, can I just go to culinary school? Like, Food Network was exploding.
Yeah,
This was 06 or 07. And I was like, I could go do this. Like, people make money doing this now. There's no reason to look down on it. And my mom, like, sit down, real degree before you play chef.
Heard.
And I was like, okay, fair enough. So, like, that, I wouldn't say I ever really focused on college, but I was like, I got to get through this to, like, I was there with the intent of going to law school.
Okay.
And I just knew that was never going to be it.
Heard. Got you. How long did you stay at the pizza place? All through school?
No.
Okay.
No, I stayed there for like a year.
Uh-huh.
And then my parents were like, we're going to Disneyland for Thanksgiving.
Heard.
And I just turned 21 and like my sister was coming home from graduate school.
Yeah. So you're like, I can finally drink at Disney.
And I was like, me and Ellen are going to party at Disney World. It's going to be awesome. Like I'm going to Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to the House of Blues and see whoever's playing. Like I'm about to get wrecked at Disney World.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, yo, dude, 2 weeks notice. I'm going to the beach. Take me off. I'm going to Disney World. Take me off the schedule. And they were like, can't do it. Don't have anybody to cover it. I was like, sick, fuck this job. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not giving up Disney World.
With your parents and sister, yeah.
Yeah, we were roasting, we roasted, the pasta for the chicken. We roasted it in I didn't know what was good, but I knew that us roasting the, commodity chicken breast in, olive oil, a mixed bag of pre-mixed dry herbs.
Yeah.
And, butter and putting salt on it and sending it through the pizza oven twice. Because we had the rotary joint.
Got you.
I knew that wasn't it. I didn't know what was good yet.
Yeah.
But I knew that wasn't it. I was like, my mom is a really good cook, and she would never just run the chicken through the shit twice. So I didn't feel bad when I left that job. You know John Currents, City Grocery? Mm. He won a James Beard seemingly a lifetime ago. He's got Big Bad Breakfast is his thing.
Okay.
And he's opening them all over the South.
Okay. Where was the first one?
Oxford.
Okay.
So he went to UNC Chapel Hill, I think. He's a really smart dude. And he, now he's actually, no, that's John T. and Wright. Doesn't matter. But he, got out of there, moved to Oxford, maybe worked in New Orleans for a while because he's from Louisiana.
Right.
And came to Oxford and just, put his foot on everybody's
Love
neck.
that.
He was a young person, maybe 24 or something. He opened City Grocery. Now he has 3 restaurants there, and he is Oxford, Mississippi.
Love that.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy too. You see him in Atlanta Food and Wine, it's worth it just to see that dude still goes for it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Atlanta Food and Wine. You don't hear about that one as much as the Aspen one.
If you live on the East Coast, it's a thing because everybody can get to it.
Well, it's funny because that you say that because when you're in Northern California, all you hear is Thomas Keller.
Yeah.
But when you're down here, Sean Brock.
Yeah.
That's all you hear. And I'm like, Sean Brock is legitimately the Thomas Keller of.
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's also maybe a disconnect from Sean and Thomas between people like Lee. When we talked to Lee later, that French Laundry book was the first book that everybody. He's 10 years old, 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
So that age group, 10 years older than me, that was everybody's first book.
100%. Yeah.
And one of the first 3 books I bought was Alinea. So you got to think by that point, Grant had already spun out of there and was
exactly.
So I don't know. Sean is definitely he was bigger than life. It felt like when you were there.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's still
getting
his impact. I mean, people that I met in Nashville were like, "Oh yeah, Sean."
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We were talking about it upstairs.
Yeah,
I feel like you're on a tour of Sean people right now.
Yeah, I did a lot of Sean people for sure.
But yeah, I mean, So I stayed. I finished Ole Miss. To get back into whatever the train of thought was.
Yeah,
and then. At that point, I had gotten into the CIA in California.
Okay.
And, I had these grand designs. I was like, well, there's, California felt Northern California felt a lot like where I was from in Mississippi, just based on, availability of produce. I was they have all the stuff I like to eat, but they have it 10 months out of the year.
Yes.
Not 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and that's sick. I started dating Allison, decided to go follow her to the East Coast, and I was like, well, there's an art institute in Charleston. I've been to Charleston for a long weekend in college. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Now, this is where you'll figure out how naive I was about food. I just knew I wanted to cook because I liked the mechanism of the work. I got there and they were like, hey, yeah, we would love to have you. It's the rundown that culinary school gives you because they're about to smoke your ass for a bunch of cash.
Exactly.
You're accepted. The only thing that's not going to work is your math from Ole Miss doesn't transfer because I had made a C in college algebra.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I have an actual degree. My math credit doesn't transfer to the Art Institute.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here. But he had just opened Husk.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is awesome. I'll come here. I'll live here. I come back with my dad